Hello, and welcome to the virtual public input meeting for the Lookout Drive Corridor Study. This study will evaluate existing issues along Lookout Drive and examine alternatives to help improve all modes of transportation, including driving, walking, biking, and transit. An effort of the Mankato North Mankato Area Planning Organization, the City of North Mankato, and Nicollet County, the study will help define a comprehensive vision for the Lookout Drive CASA 13 corridor. The concepts developed as part of the study will be high level and will need additional refinement throughout preliminary and final design. During this first public input meeting, we want to hear from the public about their main issues on Lookout Drive and ideas to make it a safe and convenient corridor for all who use it. This corridor study will evaluate Lookout Drive from 512th Street on the north side to Lee Boulevard on the south side, including 15 intersections. Lookout Drive is a minor arterial, meaning its primary function is to provide higher levels of transportation mobility and lower levels of property access. Throughout the study area, the corridor has multiple designs, with generally 3 lanes north of US 14 and 5 lanes south of US 14. There are some areas of Lookout Drive with poor pavement conditions. Lookout Drive has 27 private access points in the study area, with many of them located on 2 stretches, from Carlson Drive to Howard Drive and Commerce Drive to Carroll Court. Current city and county standards recommend that there be 0 private access points on this classification of roadway. The posted speed on Lookout Drive ranges from 45 miles per hour to 55 miles per hour. Data indicates that most drivers are going close to the posted speed limit. However, it may feel fast because many urban corridors in the metro typically have lower speed limits. The facilities available to pedestrians on Lookout Drive vary depending on location. On both the farthest north and south ends of the corridor, there are no facilities. The rest of the corridor has a mix of sidewalks on both sides and having a sidewalk and shared use path. Crossing Lookout Drive can be challenging, especially north of US 14, as there are no marked crosswalks or controlled crossing locations. South of US 14, there are 5 marked crosswalks, 3 of which are at signal-controlled intersections. Due to its wide width and high speeds, crossing Lookout Drive anywhere but at a controlled crossing can be uncomfortable. Bike facilities along Lookout Drive are not extensive, but there is a shared use path from Howard Drive to Commerce Drive. This is the only all ages and abilities facility on the corridor. Generally, research has found that less than 15% of cyclists are comfortable using vehicle travel lanes, while most bikers prefer separate facilities and shared use paths. The lack of these kind of facilities limits the population who can use Lookout Drive as a bicycle facility. Route 5 is the only transit route that runs along Lookout Drive, running between James Drive and Carlson Drive, with 30-minute service during the morning and evening rush hours. A crash analysis was conducted for the corridor using the last 5 years of available data. Of the 66 crashes on the corridor, only 15 resulted in injuries. None of the intersections or segments were above the expected crash rate, and there was no significant crash trends found. About 80% of crashes occurred at intersections and primarily at 3 intersections: Howard Drive, Commerce Drive, and Lee Boulevard Lower. Traffic volumes along the corridor vary, with low volumes at the north end and higher volumes, around 8,000 vehicles per day, south of Howard Drive. The highest future growth rates are on the northern end, but results in relatively low traffic volumes, between 3,000 and 5,000 daily vehicles. South of Howard Drive, the future expected traffic volumes are around 14,000 daily vehicles. With regards to heavy vehicles like semi-trucks, delivery vehicles, and buses, there are between 100 and 200 heavy trucks on Lookout Drive each day. Despite all the anticipated growth, there are no significant operational concerns now or in 2045. Traffic operations are reported in terms of level of service, which is a letter grade assigned based on the amount of delay. Typically, anything worse than a level of D service is considered deficient. There are 2 locations, Carlson Drive and Commerce Lane, that see deficient levels of service, both of which are 2-way stop-controlled intersections. These deficiencies are common at stop-controlled intersections because as traffic increases on Lookout Drive, there are fewer gaps in traffic, which is not controlled by a stop sign or traffic signal. Once this virtual open house is complete, we will summarize all the feedback, develop and analyze concepts based on the feedback, and then present the results at the second public input opportunity, expected to take place in the winter or in spring of 2022. If you have any more comments or questions, please send us a note at the contact information shown.